This is Sonic the Hedgehog Spinball. So to start with, we have Game Select. Game Select does not change anything about the game itself. It merely changes the music and level backgrounds to match your favorite Sonic game. All of them except for Sonic CD are currently finished. And again, this has no effect on gameplay whatsoever. It's just aesthetics. So I've chosen Sonic Mania, and now I go on to Zone Select. This is where you select your main game mode. You are always in a mode. There is no need to start the main game mode in Sonic Spinball. You are always in a level. You are never in the void. One of the most obvious features that a Sonic the Hedgehog pinball machine would need to have would be a loop-to-loop ramp. In the case of Sonic Spinball, we have a catapult-style mechanism from Medieval Madness that will take the ball in on the left shot, charge it up, and kick it around the loop at full power. Should the ball fail to make it up the loop, we have a little escape route for the ball to avoid jamming. In the event that more than one ball makes it into the loop charger here, the kicker is strong enough to send 2 balls around the loop completely, and if any additional balls end up in there, it will clear itself jam-wise. When Sonic finishes an act by getting all the way from the left to the right side of the screen, the next mode shot he hits will light the signpost for the end of the act. The signpost is a horizontal spinner attached to a solenoid that will pull the signpost down to be engageable by the ball when it is lit. When it is not lit, the solenoid will release and the spinner will go too high for the ball to interact with. The Dr. Robotnik toy in the center is very similar to the saucer from Attack from Mars, and in fact is made with a modified version of the same mechanism. Robotnik sits with a spring mechanism on his little mount, and he is punched in the back by a solenoid where he has some metal armor to protect himself. Upon hitting the center bank, you will start the boss mode, at which point any of these targets will hit our boss, including the drop target at the end. Once the boss has been hit enough times, the center target will drop down, exposing the boss core. Upon entering the boss core, the boss is defeated, and our boy Robotnik explodes. We collect our Chaos Emerald. In the top left corner, we have the mini LCD is used to show additional information and instructions. So in this case, it is instructing me that I need to pick my favorite Sonic game, which I have now done. Now, we're in Zone Select. Once the mini LCD has nothing better to display, it cycles through a loop of informational slides that you would normally see in more of a status screen sort of thing. It'll tell you your current zone, your objective, in case you don't have a chance to look up. You will show you how many rings you need to light your next lock for Mania Multiball. It will show you what your next loop award is and how many loop awards are remaining to get Loop Multiball. And later on, it will show you how many Badniks are required to reach Badnik Frenzy. When you light a reward that is relevant to the mini LCD, for example, a shield, by completing the Sonic targets, the mini LCD will switch to the roving shield slideshow that matches the shield that is currently lit on the playfield. If the other time that the mini LCD is helpful, it will go to a question mark box when the mystery is lit. When you collect it, it will go back to the slideshow, after showing you what your result was. There are currently 2 skill shots in the game. The first is a Terminator 2 style roving shot on the Sonic targets that if you were able to strike with the plunge, you will collect some points and you will light a shield instantly. The second, which is currently the super skill shot, which is actually going to be changed. So this will eventually be the super skill shot, and this will be another one. You go around the orbit when plunging, And then you have one shot to hit the left ramp, and that is currently your super skill shot, which will award you instantly some speed and even more points. There is another skill shot planned but not coded for the generic upper rollovers there. That'll probably be the normal skill shot. To light the shields, you finish the Sonic targets, S-O-N-I-C, on the left. Let's finish it. Sonic completed, shield is lit. So, now the scoop shield is lit up, and then you can see that it's changing colors. In addition, we have the mini LCD up there, which is showing us the current shield that is lit. The moment you hit the scoop, whichever color the light currently is the shield you will collect. So, we have the bubble shield, the fire shield, the water shield, and the lightning shield. In addition to being a ball saver, each one of the shields has a special property within the game. So to start with, we currently have the water shield. The water shield has two properties. Number one, it will stop any ball from draining in the right out lane. Your shields do not go away when you use them. There is no limit, and the right out lane will continuously save balls until that shield is lost or changed. There are very few exceptions to this rule. So, in general, you do not lose your shield for using it. Sonic's second ability with the water shield is he does not need to breathe when he's playing the water zone, which we'll get to later. The next shield, let's go with fire, does the exact same thing for the left out lane, which is the fire out lane. The left out lane is now not a problem for us. We will just keep going. As many balls as I can throw down the left out lane, you will get back. However, if I were to drain down the center or the right out lane, I would still indeed drain. The fire shield's secondary property is that any fire damage that Sonic would normally take during the fire zone is negated, and in fact, that shot becomes a successful mode shot. The next shield we're going to go over is the lightning shield. When the light turns yellow, we collect it, and we now have a lightning shield. The lightning shield has two properties. Number one, it protects you from the center drain, believe it or not. However, this is limited. Unlike the out lanes, the center drain shield may only be used 3 times, and any out lane will instantly delete the shield, or you will lose your shield. So now I've used it twice, the light starts blinking even faster, and if I were to use it a 3rd time, Sonic would indeed lose his shield for using it. That's interesting. All right, let's get it back so we can explore the rest of the properties. So, again, if you go out an out lane, you will instantly lose that shield, and your drain is normal. All right. Next is the special property of the lightning shield, which is perhaps the most important and valuable of all of them. In the games, the lightning shield makes you a magnet to rings. Any ring you passed even close to would come to you and you would collect it as normal. If you have the lightning shield, any ring that is next to the shot you hit will also be collected. So, were I to collect the ring on the right ramp, the targets next to it will also be collected. As you can see, I got all 3 of those for one shot. If I were to hit the center target, I would collect all 3 of these. There we go. This is important because the rings light your lock. If you ever played Congo, you can think of rings as diamonds. They also contribute to your end of ball bonus. All right, the last shield is perhaps the most simple, which is the bubble shield. The bubble shield does not have any secondary properties, however, it will save your ball from any drain one time. So if I were to drain in the center, the left, or the right, it does not matter. The ball will come back to me. This is an important distinction from an extra ball because it is valid in competition and your ball continues, your ball bonus continues, everything that is normally going on continues. Let's break down the main mechanic of the game, the speed system. So if you're a fan of playfield multipliers, this is where you're going to get your information. If you're not a fan of playfield multipliers, You'll probably do this by accident, which is my favorite part. So, in order to increase your playfield multiplier and your progress multiplier in Sonic Spinball, all you need to do is hit these spinners. As soon as I start hitting spinners, Sonic's running speed increases, as indicated by the speed bar on the LCD, and later on we'll have a speed bar right in between the flippers that you won't even be able to miss. The more spinners I hit, the faster Sonic will go, and the faster Sonic is going, the more points you will get for every shot, and the more progress you'll get for every shot. So, if Sonic is running very, very fast, and you hit a mode shot, Sonic will go pretty far across the playfield, or across the screen, I'm sorry. If, for example, he is going slow, which you will slowly lose speed over time, whenever you don't hit the spinners, as you can see, the speed is going down. And the fewer points I will get for every one of my mode shots. One of the most important things that you can do in Sonic Spinball is the spin dash combo, which is achieved by repeatedly looping the left orbit shot and then finishing your combo at the ramp. If you are to achieve a spin dash combo of 3 or more spins, you will get what is affectionately named Speed Breakthrough. No speed bar or gauge in the world can measure Sonic's true speed, and this is where he shows you what that means. While in Speed Breakthrough, Sonic breaks all barriers involved in the speed system, and his multiplier is significantly higher than otherwise possible. Using Speed Breakthrough, it is possible to beat entire modes in 2 or 3 shots. It does have a limited time, however, so it lasts around 25 to 30 seconds, more depending on how many spins you did before. So the first level, the one you are most likely to choose to start with, is the Green Emerald, which they're all color-coded. And in this case, it happens to be Green Hill Zone, a classic. The objective in the Green Emerald mode is to hit the orbit shots, like so. When the player first starts the game, the plunger will hit one of the orbits for them, which does yet more to teach the player how to play. In Act 1, my objective is to hit as many orbits as I can. Yep, a little bit better. And in Act 2, I will be forced to alternate orbit shots instead of merely hitting it one at a time. Yep. We are playing with the glass off today, so we're going to do a little bit of cheating just so you don't have to wait for me to play better. One of our favorite things to say. I just used the pop bumper cancel right there. If you hold both flippers down, the pop bumper will not function. It will still register, you'll still get your points, but it will not pop. So if you're tired of the ball being up in the pop chamber, you can just hold both flippers and it'll come right back down toward you. So, now I have finished Act 1, which means Sonic has gone all the way from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen. That means I am done. The signpost is now lit at the right ramp, and in order to finish Act 1, I must hit the right ramp and spin this lovely spinner device here, which has now pulled down to be engageable by the ball. It is normally up high, and the ball cannot reach it when it's not lit. So, let's see if I can hit it, and if not, we'll cheat. I can. All right, a post comes up to grab the ball on the right ramp. My bonus is counted up, and we are into Act 2. In Act 2, it's always the same as Act 1, but with a little bit harder rules. So in this case, instead of hitting any orbit I want, I have to alternate between the left and the right orbit. So again, if I end up going too slowly, I will cheat a bit just to show. All right. So now that I've hit the right orbit, I now have to hit the left orbit in order to continue. Next up, we have the Cyan Emerald, otherwise known as the Ice Level. In the Ice Level, your objective is to hit the ramps, and you have to deal with what is called slippery flippers. What is a slippery flipper? A slippery flipper is what happens when you hold the flipper down. The flipper will briefly drop out from under you and then come back. You can still hold the flippers, but they will drop out from under you one time. Normally, slippery flippers is not a problem unless you forget about it, which is really easy to do. You have the GI blinking in the bottom to try to remind you that the flippers are slippery. In the future, we're going to change to a light show here where they slowly blink faster until it drops out from under you. In Act 2 of the ice zone, your timer for slippery flippers is shorter. However, you still have just both ramps wide open for you. Up next, we have the fire zone. Lots of danger here in the fire zone. Your objective in fire zone, or the red Chaos Emerald, is to hit the white shots, which are slowly moving toward your target as they normally would, while avoiding the red shots. These shots are completely randomly generated and they regenerate every time you hit any of them. So if I were to hit a red shot right now, I will be told that is bad. I lose 40,000 points and I lose 2 rings. The penalty is not very high, as getting a successful mode shot will negate several of the failures. Let's see if I can quickly hit one of those. There, 107,000, so that's 2 negatives canceled out. The other bit of the fire zone is the fire shield. If you have the fire shield during the fire zone, red shots give you progress instead of losing your rings, because Sonic is now immune to fire damage. He can walk on lava, so he can go anywhere he wants, even places that would normally burn him. Up next, we have the yellow Chaos Emerald, or the combo shots mode. In the yellow mode, all shots that feed any flipper are lit initially, and when hit, they then light all shots that feed from that flipper. If you successfully make your combo shot, you will gain level progress. If you are able to chain combo shots together, you will keep getting progress for them. A successful mode shot does light the combos for the next shot. In Act 2 of the combo shots mode, you have fewer options for which to complete your combos. Most often, your options are the more difficult of the shots available to you. So as you can see, my only option is the left orbit, my only option is the left ramp. And in this case, I can use the scoop or the left orbit. The purple emerald, second zone, is a standard put out the lights zone. So all shots initially start lit up. As you collect them, they will delight and no longer be an option for progress. In order to relight them all, you must complete every single one of the lit shots on the playfield. Upon doing so, you will have a whole fresh set to shoot from. Completing all of them is not how you complete the zone itself, which again is determined by how fast Sonic is running every time you hit one of them. Once Sonic has enough progress to reach the end of the screen, the mode will complete, regardless of if you have completed all or very few of the shot options. Act 2 of the purple zone is the same as Act 1, except you have fewer options for your shots to start with. Instead of lighting every single shot on the board, we will light 2 or 3 of them. The last normal zone is the water level, the blue emerald. In the blue zone, you must hit the roving blue shots while avoiding drowning. Over time, Sonic will run out of air. There is currently no indicator as to when this occurs, other than, as you can hear that sound, that means you're running out of air. And this very familiar music will shortly remind you that you have to breathe or something. As you can see, the center lights are getting more and more insistent. In order to breathe, you must hit one of the 3 targets in the center bank. If you do not successfully breathe in time, Sonic will drown and your flippers will turn off, killing you in the process. If you somehow manage to flip the ball and then drown, a tie will go to the player. So if at any point the center target is hit, you will breathe again. There is, however, a way to get around the dreaded drowning mechanic. In order to do this, much like in the games, you must collect yourself a water shield. When Sonic has the water shield, he can no longer drown. Does not matter how long that you say in this level 4. In fact, you can't even hit the center. It doesn't do anything. Because there's no reason for Sonic to need to breathe while he has that shield. Now our boss fight is lit. So in order to initiate the boss fight, we must hit the center bank right here just once to open the door to fight Dr. Robotnik. So let's do that. All right. The door is now open and Robotnik's there waiting for us to kill him. Your objective here is just to shoot the center. Any shot on any of the targets up there will do a damage to Dr. Robotnik, and he will get punched and do a good old wiggle for you. So let's do it again. Boom. All right. Now Robotnik is out of HP. We have both lights flashing, and the drop target is now down. Our objective is to get right in the middle of that drop target, and he will go down. And boom. All right, now we collect our bonus for Act 2. And because we defeated Dr. Robotnik, we collect our Chaos Emerald. Bonus Pipe is a multi-ball, self-contained, none of the other game rules are going right now, in which my entire objective is to collect rings. Rings are on every single shot in the entire game and the targets in between them. In Pipe Bonus, you will get 2 rings for every main shot you hit, and 1 ring for every target in between them you hit. Your objective is to collect enough rings to get to the next phase. Once the timer goes out, it will check to see if you have enough rings, and if you do, you will move on to the next phase, which will give you a new ring goal, and it will add a ball. So now I have 3 balls in this multi-ball, and I'm still just trying to collect rings. During this mode, you have an infinite ball saver with no penalty for draining other than that ball is missing from the playfield for a few seconds, which, anytime it's not on the playfield, it is not collecting rings. All right, so now we're on to phase 3. Phase 3 gives me a 4-ball multi-ball, and my objective remains the same. So, I believe I have around 20 seconds remaining and 10 rings to collect. So let's try to get that. Oh, there's 2 up the right ramp. All right, got it. So now we're just doing overtime. And for the more rings I collect, the more points I will receive at the end of this mode. Our next mini wizard mode is bonus slots. If anyone is a fan of Jackpot out there, you're going to be right at home. So, the objective in bonus slots is you have 90 seconds of invincibility to hit the 3 blinking shots on the playfield to spin the slot machine. Oh, first try. Can you believe it? You can skip this count up, but I refuse to. All right, once you've spun, you have the option to cash out or keep going. Once again, if you've played Jackpot and Casino Run, you'll be right at home here. So we only just started, we're gonna keep going. Draining in this mode is not a problem. You will simply lose 5 seconds of time and keep going. If you run out of time, you lose all of your rings and all of your bonus, and the mode ends. Likewise, if you spin 3 Robotniks on the slot machine, you also lose it all. You may gain extra time by finishing the Sonic targets on the left or the 2 upper rollovers. 10 seconds for Sonic and 5 seconds for the upper rollovers. So we're gonna keep going to see how many points we can get. Although we're gonna have some bad luck coming out of the top. Maybe that pop bumper will give it to us. The pop bumper does pause the timer, along with many other things in the game. And it can still be canceled. So let's get a few more. Oh, yes, another one. All right, we actually can cancel that. But we're also gonna keep going. Oh, I snuck through the loop there, into the loop escape. So, should the ball fail to make the loop, there is a little escape passage right here that the ball will come down through to avoid jamming. There's some Amy. Keep going. Let it ride. We only have 30 seconds remaining, so I'll do my best. Oh, it's looking a little dangerous right now. Can I get another one? There we go. I think I might quit after that. The third and final mini wizard mode of the game, we have Blue Sphere. The objective in Blue Sphere is to hit one of the ramps, or just immediately go down, hit one of the ramps, and then hit one of the blue spheres that will light up as a result. So, I have 4 as an option right now, and if I hit one, I will collect a blue sphere. My objective is to get as many of these as possible before my time runs out. Just like the video games, if you can manage to sandwich blue shots in between red shots, you will collect all of them, and they all turn into rings. This works with 4 in a row, or 4 full, or 3. When they're all completed, all the blue ones light back up, and you can try again. All right. The left and right ramps each have separate banks of shots to hit. So now I've collected the middle one. You have 3 strikes should you hit red shots. If you collect 3 strikes, the mode ends. All right, let's see if we can get left ramp action. Here we go. I'm gonna go for the orbit there. This is very much an accuracy-heavy wizard mode. If you are managing to hit your shots that day, this one can be the most valuable of any of them. Likewise, it can be the least valuable. So I'm going to hit that middle and collect 3, since I would manage to sandwich. In Sonic Spinball, every single shot in the entire game has a ring light associated with it. We have the targets in between shots, the stand-up targets, and the ramps, orbit, loop, and scoop. They all have a ring to collect. Once you have collected that ring, it will no longer be lit until the next zone. Collecting rings has many different benefits, the most important of which is to light locks for multiball. In addition to that, rings that you finish the level with will become permanent end of ball bonus that will last throughout all the entire game. Initially, you require 6 rings in order to light the lock for multiball, which is now lit up. The lock is a virtual lock on the left ramp. Collecting 3 locks will start Mania Multiball. Upon collecting it, you'll be treated to this delightful animation, and you will start it. During Mania Multiball, all main shots are lit for 2 jackpots. Once you've collected both jackpots on one shot, that shot will no longer be an option and will delight. Once you've collected enough normal jackpots, you will light the super jackpot at the left ramp. Collecting the super jackpot at the left ramp will light the right scoop for an add-a-ball. Yep, let's just toss that in there. And Amy has joined the multi-ball as the 4th. Once you've added Amy to the multi-ball, not only do you get a delightful little pink ball saber, but pink is added to all of the light shows, and Amy herself is added to the slideshow rotation. Repeatedly obtaining super jackpots will double and triple and quadruple and so on the value of those super jackpots. This is not limited at all. If you can somehow manage to get yourself 15 super jackpots, you will get a 15x super jackpot. It does become more difficult to light the super jackpots as you get them.
To light the mystery award, you need to finish the top 5 pop bumper targets. However, this is likely going to be changed to number of target hits in the future.
And in order to collect the mystery award, you just enter the right scoop. You're treated to a nice little show, and in this case, get nothing. Thanks a lot, Robotnik. Speed up will maximize your speed for 30 seconds. It will not drain out. You will just keep going as fast as possible. Invincibility is pretty self-explanatory. I have a 20-second ball saver, which corresponds to the amount of time Sonic is invincible during the video games. You have your nice little invincibility jingle. If I lose the ball, it comes right back to me. Quick Multiball is indeed exactly what it sounds like. This is Switch Multiball. It is a quick 2-ball multi-ball with no background music or anything. This can run during any other mode in the game. When you have quick multi-ball lit, you will alternate jackpots from the loop and the scoop. So right now, we'll hit it in there. We'll get our switch jackpot, which will switch their locations, just like multiplayer Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And now we have the jackpot lit on the scoop. Switch jackpot, they switch places. Again, this can stack with any other multi-ball in the game. 10 rings. It's exactly what it sounds like, and that it will almost always be enough to light your lock, which you can collect at the left ramp. Also, your rings will give you end of ball bonus for the entire game. Extra ball, pretty self-explanatory. We got our nice little Sonic 1-up head, and were we to drain, we will of course collect our extra ball. You can also collect elemental shields from the mystery award. Next, we will go over the loop awards. You spell loop by completing the out lanes and in lanes, which you can swap with your flippers. Come on down here. There we go. So, when you spell L-O-O-P, which are currently not labeled but will be shortly, you light the Loop Award. The Loop Award is a not random ladder of awards that is always in the same order. So the first one, we have lit our shield, which we'll collect, why not? Don't want to actually use the shield. Loop Award is lit. Next award is Speed Plus, which means we gain half a bar worth of speed instantly. Up next, we have Light the Lock. Nice, quick, easy way to light your lock. Up next, +5 Badniks. Then we light the Mystery Award. Then we'll get +3x bonus. It won't matter too much. Our next award is we instantly get max speed, which I'm already at, so that doesn't really matter, but still. After that, we light our extra ball. Extra ball is now lit at the left ramp, which is toward the end of the list now. Next award is Big Points, which actually is kind of big in this game. We'll make adjustments. I promise Big Points will actually be big in this game. All right, and the final Loop Award, as you can see, the loop is now blinking orange. Final Loop Award is one of the best things in the entire game, Loop Multiball. Loop Multiball is a 4-ball multiball where the jackpot, obviously, is the loop. It is worth more points than anything in the game other than super jackpots in Mania Multiball. The other collectible we have in Sonic Spinball are the Badniks, or the animals that have been rescued. In order to rescue an animal, you must hit the ring targets a second time. So if a ring is no longer lit and you were to strike it on the screen, you will destroy a little enemy and a little animal will run away, now freed. The game keeps track of how many of these animals you have saved, and in fact, the number that you have saved pops up out of them as you go. Badniks do several things. The first of all, they add to your end of ball bonus, and they stay there for the entire game. And secondly, this feature is not in the game code currently. Once it is, you will be able to collect enough Badniks that you will start a Badnik frenzy. It'll be a small multi-ball in which your entire goal is to collect as many Badniks as possible, and this will be a second way to lower the drawbridge to the boss and interact with the boss toy for a mini-boss.